I'll know in a few minutes. I think we're live. I don't see it starting on here. So
It's a broadcast live, so
okay, cool. Well, hey everybody. This is TAC Comics, of course, part of the West Coast Comic Connection. Got 4 Flashers there, also part of the West Coast Comic Connection, and a new member, Comic Fan. Yeah, okay, I'm on YouTube, so I got to pause that so I don't hear an echo. There we go. All right, cool. So, everybody, we just wanted to come on tonight to show some books, tell some stories, especially about some books that might have gotten away, show some of the stuff we got for Christmas. And I just want to thank 4 Flashers for being here, and Comic Fan, of course. It's great to see him. I haven't seen him in over a decade. So if you guys want, go ahead and talk, give a little bit about your guys' channel, so anybody out there who's watching can learn more about your channel.
Well, why don't you go first, Comic Fan? Because
I'm going to zoom in on you for you, bro.
Sure, why not? You know what? I was just thinking of making a video this week because it's been like a year since I've made a video, and then I start getting new subscribers. Like, oh, I really got to put on some content. So it's not like I haven't got more books. I have got more books. I just haven't shown them in a while. So I thought I'd put a beginning, middle, end of the year video because it's been about that time. I was thinking of ending on a high note because my last video was like an ultimate collection that I found.
yeah.
And I've since this week came up with a great collection, except I didn't come away with too much. And we'll talk more about those stories of books that got away.
Cool.
But I'll be showing what I got throughout the year on here,
Yes.
and then after that I'll make another video.
Nice.
It'll be good to have you back.
Yeah, thanks.
For sure. And you're welcome anytime on here, bro. Anytime on
You know what? And the first Friday I actually had off was able to see a show. Well, I was like, oh, there's not going to be a show today, but I'm glad we're doing it now.
Yeah. Well, it took me a while. I'm still getting used to like how to set the stuff up. Thank goodness I got my bros in the WhatsApp to kind of help me out. So yeah. Okay, so 4 Flashers, you want to go next?
Sure.
Pull you up there. There you go, bro.
I of course am the northern connection of the West Coast Comic Connection, and I have my show that I too have been very lax on making my videos, and part of that is because I've kind of narrowed down my collection down to collecting mostly only Silver Age books, Silver Age Marvel books. So getting them is would be like showing like a one book video kind of thing. So so it's kind of hard. So I want to get back into it this year. I've been kind of feeling the itch a little bit again. So I'm going to try and think of different ways. And then like being on with you guys on the West Coast Comic Connection there has been like kind of giving me the itch to get back into it a little bit more. So yeah, we'll get back into it.
Nice.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, so I'll just zoom on me real quick, if that's cool.
Yep.
Let me see if I can do this right. All right, so everybody at TAC Comics, of course, I got, like I said, 4 Flashers and Comic Fan on here with me tonight. Normally it's Jonathan Chulula who does this on his channel, so I just want to give him a shout out because I know he's busy, like a lot of us get busy with our families. Oh, Splash Page Comics, how's it going? My brother AG, I think he's just chilling at home having some beers and watching football, honestly. But he would be here, but he's also busy. And then we usually get like Murph, Amazing Murphinator on here. Like I said, this is going through my channel, of course, tonight. So he probably didn't get the invite. But for me, it's this kind of same thing. I'm kind of all over the place in my collecting, but I also try to get my runs completed. And I haven't done a video on YouTube for over a month, so that kind of tells you how long I've been out of it. But I do have a book that I've been trying to get for about 3 years now. So I'll show that toward the end when we're ready to kind of kill this broadcast. And it's a book that, I already have a copy of it. So I finally got my other copy. I'm stoked to have it. I showed you 4 Flashers before we did this, but Comic Fan didn't see it, of course. So I think he'll be pretty stoked to see it.
I heard about it.
Yeah, for years I was gonna get it. So I mean, just asking you guys a question. So how was your guys' Christmas?
Oh, strangely enough, it wasn't bad. I find that over the years, when you get a job, you get your own Christmas presents, and I did. Yeah. Santa treated me well, but now it's more about the kids, and you know what? You see the kids, and you see them light up in their faces when you figure out what you actually got and was what they wanted. It's a good feeling, and it's like I kind of really busted my butt this year because of that. I work for the post office, and they worked me ragged. But you know what? It's all worth it. I mean, when you see your kids light up, their faces light up, it's a good feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I have two younger kids younger than Joe's kids, and so like Christmas for them is still a very big deal. Like Santa still visits our house. So we're like the whole build up to Christmas was crazy, and then just finally getting here was nuts. But it was really nice. But this year was kind of a weird one because we were doing all the Zoom meetings and with the family and everything. We couldn't go see family, so it was weird. But overall, I had like a really nice Christmas.
Nice. I was wondering if that was my microphone picking up that, but that's not. Yeah, mine was. Yeah, mine was kind of the same way. It's like I couldn't really go visit family, so I just kind of did like Zoom meetings, like you're talking about, 4-way. And also, it was last minute gift wrapping, trying to do it without the kids being awake. Putting out the carrots for the reindeer. Putting the cookies out for Santa. Of course, I got to eat some of the cookies, so that was really good. And then I was able to go, like you were saying, Comic Fan, just as I was out, I'd grab some stuff I wasn't supposed to for myself, but I did. And it was mainly like my comic books, that kind of thing. Except for the one book that I did get, my wife knew about it. She said, "Oh, cool, you're gonna go pay it off?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go pay it off." So I paid it off. She was there with me, and she goes, "Oh, did the heavens light up? Did you hear angels?" I go, "Yeah, pretty much so." It's in my hand. I was like, "Oh," kind of thing. But it was great. It was great to kind of spend a little bit of time with my wife that we got to, because she was running here and I was running there, so it's busy. But at the end of the day, when the kids opened up all their presents, that's what made it for me, especially my younger son, because he finally got his scooter. So he plays Xbox and goes rides a scooter. Plays Xbox, rides a scooter. So that's pretty much how that's been.
Well, my oldest, the whole like November onwards, I want a PS5. I want a PS5. I'm like, you're not getting a PS5. You're not getting a PS5. And true to my word, he did not get a PS5. I don't think that, like, if you asked him, he didn't have a bad Christmas at all. He was happy with everything he got, So, it was just annoying hearing it all the time. PS5 guy.
I think I would have rather heard that than what my sons wanted. They wanted these airsoft guns. They want to go shoot, each other. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's not no.
Do they know what it feels like to be shot by an airsoft gun?
My oldest son does, not my young son. No. And I kept looking at my youngest son. I'm like, dude, do you know how much your brother's going to probably use you for target practice? And I don't want to hear about it. I'm like, no. So, and then, we can get it. Nope, I'm not buying it for you. And sure enough, they didn't get it. And I think my youngest son's fine because he's got a scooter. My older son, he's kind of being a grumpy kid about it, but oh well, he'll get over it. He's 13 going on 14, so it'd be fine.
And sure enough, he'll probably end up getting it before you know it anyways.
Oh yeah, and I'll probably be the first one to get shot in the foot or something.
Did you use the old standby slogan? You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Trust me. I'd use, when I was your age, I used to walk this high in snow, but of course that's a lie. I lived in California all my life, so that happened. But yeah, I tried almost everything, and I mean he's pretty good with the gun that he has right now. But I'm just thinking, man, if he goes out there with his younger brother, he's gonna tear him up. He's gonna come home looking like a giraffe or something, with all the spots on him. Okay, yeah, we still got 4-way flashers in there. He's saying 99% off my toys when I was a child was outside toys. 99% of the toys that he had. Okay, where's his outside toys?
That's because when Splash Page was a kid, they were still like wooden wheels and hunting with spears and.
Are you saying he was playing kick the can when he was a kid? Because that's messed up. I did that when I was a kid.
I'm saying Splash is so old, metal hadn't been invented yet.
Yeah.
My father-in-law always tells me, he says, when I was born, dirt wasn't even invented. So I'm like, damn, that's pretty old. Oh, man. But hey, thank you, Splash Page, still being here. And Four-Way, you're part of the chat room too. It's cool. My brother was in there. So do you guys have any books you want to show? It doesn't matter who goes first or anything they've gotten recently, or
yeah, I'll show some books here.
Okay, let me highlight you, bro.
All right.
Ooh, there we go.
So my son is really big into Warhammer 40K, and so Marvel just came out with a series based on the Warhammer 40K I guess whatever 40K story, and they came out with this Marneus Calgar, and it's written by Kieran Gillen, so it's actually a pretty good story, and it's considered canon in the actual Warhammer universe. So it's about this guy Marneus Calgar, who's basically like the second in command for the Ultramarine unit of Space Marines, and so I've been reading this, and so I got the first and the second print of the thing, and then there's the second issue and a third issue, and actually, like, it was really well done. There was a pretty big twist in the second book that I totally didn't see coming, and so I like it when books can still kind of surprise me like that. And I've been catching up on my reading here, and I've been reading the Batman: The Adventures Continue. And so I just have issues 1 through 7, I believe. And number 8 is actually on its way out, or maybe it's been out now. And so I've been catching up on my reading now that I have a little bit of time off, reading that.
Nice.
And then, so that's what I've been reading. And then, like, obviously I read all my books, but these are the books that I'm collecting. So I picked up a copy of The Amazing Spider-Man number 59 here. That's your first cover appearance of Mary Jane. And I'm not sure if I showed this on this channel or not. I know I definitely made a video on this.
Not on my channel, but probably Chulu's, but it's all good.
Yeah, I made a trade with Kyle Walker, and I got Amazing Spider-Man number 31. That's the first Gwen Stacy and Harry Osborn. And then I picked up a really nice copy of Strange Tales 136, which has to go in Mylar. So weird. Can't find the right spot. There we are. There's the right spot.
Yep.
And then the last book that I picked up was a pretty nice copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 61.
Nice.
There's your first Gwen cover appearance. So those are the books that I've picked up recently, and Comic Fan was saying that it's been a good year for him. It's been a good year for me collecting books as well. So
nice.
Mm-hmm.
So there. Right. Yeah, I like that last book. That for a yellow cover, that thing looked clean, man. And then that shield one looked really good too.
Yeah.
Question, Four-Way.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Am I too late to get on the train of the Batman: The Adventure Continues? Because sometimes when those new series come out, everything just skyrockets through the roof, especially when there's a variant attached to it.
So yeah, I think you can probably get most of the series for pretty close to cover. I know that this one, the second one here, was the hot book out of the series because it introduced Deadpool, or not Deadpool.
Yeah, that dead guy.
Deadpool. Yeah. That's what they call him in the Teen Titans movie.
The stroking dead. Yeah.
Deadshot.
Deadshot.
Introduced, or no, that's the
Money Shot.
Just
Hey,
as
money
Death-
shot.
you can tell how much I love DC, right? Deathstroke.
Yeah,
Like
there
that.
you
It's
go.
Stroking Dead. Yeah.
His daughter Sunny.
Okay.
So that one kind of shot up a little bit in value.
Whatever.
I don't know.
It's about kids.
I don't even know if it's still going for anything.
Okay. But
Yeah, I think you can still get on this train and not
who's doing the cover work? Who's doing the cover art on this?
This the first one here is Dave Johnson,
Okay.
the Reverend Dave Johnson, and let's see, I don't know if maybe it's not him there.
Well, who's doing the inside stuff? Because we all open our books, right?
Ty Templeton.
I knew it.
Nice.
I knew it. There was somebody you liked that had to been involved in those books.
Well,
Okay.
and Paul Dini does the story. So
Okay, that's
yeah,
good.
so, like it's the original team.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Burnett, Dini, Templeton, and Kubina.
All right.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah, if you're not going for the variant editions, like I'm sure there's like the Peach Momoko Virgin variants that are you don't want to afford.
I
God, that's
remember
like Star Wars.
last year, maybe 2 years ago, because of COVID. I don't know. Last year's conventions were still a thing, right? Peach Momoko would always be a local at my conventions. Like, you couldn't pay people to go to her booth.
Yeah.
And now it's like she's exploded. And like, oh, good luck.
Because
Pull
pull a number.
How long that line's gonna be. Yeah, so it's just strange how people just get their stroke of luck or be at the right place at the right time. And good for her. She maybe paid her dues, but you have one good cover and it skyrockets your career. So
That's right. Yeah, so
good for them.
you'd probably pay like $10 Canadian for number 2.
Okay, good. Just so I know that I can jump on that train, because the first series I jumped on way back when I was a wee one, and it was good. I liked it. So to see that kind of style of artwork come back, it's welcome into my life.
And the story is nice and fun.
Good.
So definitely remember to even pick it up as a trade or something. It's just worth reading.
Awesome. Yeah, that's all I had for you, man. Sorry.
That's okay.
Frozen up.
Everybody freeze. I'm just kidding. Oh,
There we go. Oh goodness, little mess up there. We have somebody else new in the chat. I want to be able to pronounce his name right. Is it Jonath? Is that how you pronounce it?
Jonathan Pipton.
Okay, thank you. I think I need to get my eyes checked, to be honest with you guys. Look at my internet. I'm starting to run on Davis Comic Bind's internet with the hamster wheel. Or my kids are playing, like I said, too many games. Thanks for saying hi to him, boy. That's cool. So that's good that book isn't exploded too much on the Batman Adventures. I know that number 1 has been pretty hard to find, but I was talking to you about it, 40 Flashes. I believe the Walmart near me still has the Walmart version of the number 1. So I'm gonna go try to get that tomorrow for you.
Perfect.
And hopefully it's still there, and I can get it for you. And then you get 3 books for the price of 4, something like that. I don't know. No sales tax though.
Now those Walmart books, are they like all random inside, or is it like, how's that work?
They'll throw like 3 books together. Sometimes the one on the front will be the first printing, and then usually the one in the middle and the one at the end will sometimes be second printings. So I know if it's in the front, it's not a second printing; it's a first printing of the book. It's just their version of it or something like that, like a different cover. Yeah,
because like I said, we just don't have the Walmart books here in Canada. So
shut your mouth.
Well, they still have a Toys R Us. We don't even have a Toys R Us for either.
You shut your mouth. You still have Toys R Us?
Yeah, we got Toys R Us.
Shame on you.
Toys R Us is a Canadian company now.
You know what? I'll get a little hot and bothered here. Let me take off my sweater.
I know he can still be a Toys R Us kid. We can't anymore, man. It sucks.
No.
I'm so jealous right now.
God, how dare you? All those toys in there speak French Canadian.
Le Toys R Us.
You're like, excuse me, parlez-vous français? What?
What's it all about? No, just kidding. Strange Brew, you know.
Oh.
I love that movie, by the way. That's like one of my favorite movies. So do you want to show any books right now, Comic Fan, or do you want me to show a little and then you show some? Or?
No, you got the big book. You've got the big book.
I'll show that toward the end. I'll show that toward the end. So
you've got the closer.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll zoom in on you then, bro. If you want to show some of your books.
Sure. Why not?
So let me bring you up. Okay, there we go.
No, okay. So Four-Way said his books were all across the board. I'm hoping mine are kind of the same, but we'll give it a shot here. You know. I'm going to start off with a decent modern book. I don't deal with a lot of modern stuff, but Ultraman strikes a chord with me. When I saw this come out, I've got to get this, man. It's got some nice artwork. The thing that got me on this was that there was several short stories in here. Now, for those who are like a little ADD, you know, it's cool, you know. If you're not invested in a story, read a couple short stories, and that worked for me. It's got some good stuff in it, and I like the variant covers on it. I think did Alex Ross did one that was really great. This obviously is not the Alex Ross cover.
Alex Ross.
No.
No, I couldn't get it. It was already gone by the time I got there. You know what? Dialing back in time a little bit, I got a lot of retro stuff. Some stuff that it's not necessarily on my list, and I just happened to come across them. I said, "Oh, good for me." Bad for somebody else.
Yeah, there you go.
This little thing I've always wanted a copy of. It's called Flintstones at the World's Fair, and it's one of the early Flintstone books that I've always enjoyed, but I didn't feel like paying too much for it, so I got a decent copy. For it being I love the cartoony books. Yeah, and this is definitely up my alley. But it was definitely this was actually a souvenir book given away at the New York Fair, or actually not necessarily given away, but for a quarter you could have that. But it was a souvenir book way back when.
Nice.
Don't ask me the year because I'm not going to open it back up.
Wait, who was the artist?
Artist smartest. Let's
playoffs.
I don't even think. I don't even know if they gave any. I don't think they gave any credits to who did what on this, because looking off the first page, they didn't credit anybody with anything on these.
We'll just say it was Hanna and Barbera.
Well, Hanna and Barbera, those two guys did the whole book.
Yeah.
1964. That was before I was born, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right. I was just pulling your leg.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. And another thing, and I hate it when I like the cartoon books of the 80s that I grew up with, or 90s, are starting to become hot again. I'm like, son of a. I like these too. Why do they have to go up in price? Like Star Wars. Who would ever thought that was a thing?
Yeah.
Star Wars, what?
Star Wars. Like all of a sudden they're skyrocketing. But I was like, okay, I'll lay off the Star Wars. I'll go with my old-fashioned G.I. Joe.
Nice.
G.I. Joe. First appearances of Zartan, that guy. This stuff did a lot for me when I was a kid. And I want to, I'd say I'd like to start collecting this series again. But apparently everybody else wants to too, because they're valuable, or at least people think they are.
Yeah.
That Zartan figure, I remember when it came out, they said that it had like chemicals in it to change, like, remember how it changed color, and said like if you broke it open you would die.
Right. The same thing back in the day. We had a toy called Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was supposed to be all filled with chemicals and stuff. And I had one as a kid. My brother punctures it. It turns out to be maple syrup or something. Like, they lied to us. That's not toxic.
This whole time you could have had syrup on your pancakes.
Right, but neither one of us still wasn't going to eat it. He goes, there was like that one possibility where it may have not been.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, you eat it.
My
No,
my brother hasn't been able to grow hair since, but
right?
Or he's grown in the wrong places.
Ever since then, both of us had a nervous tick. Yeah.
You don't look at syrup the same anymore.
No. It's all agave nectar for me from here on out. But here was something that I saw on somebody else's channel, and it's always like, oh, I saw it, but you can never recall that person's channel. So whoever that was, credit to you and not to me. This was cool because there was one person added in this order of battle that was not authorized, and they printed it anyway, and it ended up being Rocky Balboa.
Goodness.
Yeah, they're cool, but they were gonna. I can't remember right. I think in the works there was supposed to be an action figure made, and then once this came out, they kind of yanked that. Like, sorry, Rocky, no figure for you. Oh, hold on, I got some traffic coming through my. Oh, maybe not. I have some traffic coming through my room. Okay, so also I got a couple of Submariner books. Mainly, I got a 3-pack of Submariner books, and the art is exceptional on these. But I have, we're not going to call it a spec, more of a fondness for a character, okay? Because I don't think we use that word. What do we still use that word, spec?
I don't use it. I really don't use it.
I think that one has been bandied about like Grail.
Right. Okay. So I have a fondness for Namorita. Now they're not going to make any MCU Phase 4 Namor movie, but let's say they did.
Right.
This is not. Again, I'm not going to say this is a spec book. It's just first appearance of Namorita. That's all. All right.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Yeah. Don't credit me.
It was that other guy's channel.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. More G.I. Joe love. Oh, I love this. It's one of the classic battles between Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, man. I love this stuff. This is the kind of stuff I grew up on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Love this stuff. If I could get 25, 26, and 27. No. Let's go back 24, because 24 was like the first appearance of Firefly, another like favorite character. And somehow I'm checking the eBays, and that thing's it's not cheap, man.
No, some of those are starting.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah, some of those are starting to pick up. Like I used to see a bunch of G.I. Joe in the dollar bins, even quarter bins. Right. And now I'm seeing even like the ones that I wouldn't have bought before are starting to get picked up. Because people just want to either complete the run, or like you're saying, they're looking for that first appearance character, and they're hoping that it'll go up in price and they'll have
that first appearance of Duke.
Yeah.
Everybody's all talking about Duke. You know what? I don't care, because you know what? Storm Shadow was still hot, and trying to get that silent issue. Forget it.
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah,
Apparently, now I've watched those fellas from New York. I believe they're the Warriors, and they've said that the older issues are really tough to get. They're really tough to come by. So they're kind of up there in value too. So.
They are. I haven't been able to find any locally for quite a while. But,
did you have more books?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I clicked back on you.
I didn't show you the bangers.
The bangers.
Bangers. We went from specs to bangers. I like this already.
Are the kids still saying that?
Yeah.
Here's a little one that Gene Polly's Peter always harped on, and he's all about his Thundra. So I was like, okay, I want Thundra too now. So I got that.
That book is fire.
It's fire. According to Gene Salsa Pepper. Yeah.
Salsa Pepper. Oh God.
Salsa Pepper. There was a funny story. Now I got this book. I got it. It's only a 4.0, but it's great. I got a book that was in worse shape. Same book. Sold it for about that much. I think I got this for like maybe $50. I was like, okay, I could do that. It's only a 4.0, but I got it for almost the same amount as what it would have cost for this guy to grade it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, not bad. Hey, I got a show going on here. Ladies coming.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
I know, take it easy.
I just want to say hello to Mr. Rigor Mortis. He joined us in here. He's saying hi to
I
all of us.
know. Hey,
Mr. Riggy.
I've got a new puppy that's causing all this ruckus. Right now.
Oh yeah.
Not my
I wish
wife.
I could say that in my house.
Oh,
It's my kids.
to make that clear, I'm gonna talk about you, honey. You're young and all, but I would never call her a puppy. Okay, so I picked this up. That was cool.
Oh, nice.
Don't ask
First,
me how I got this. I don't remember.
That's the first Hawkeye, right?
Yeah, Jeremy Renner. You know him.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you know, because I mean that's mainly that's Mr. Frosty's favorite character.
Oh, I know. I hope he's not watching this. And
He won't watch this. He'll watch on the rewind.
I'm not trying to rub it in his face. I'm just saying I got it.
Yeah.
There is a funny story with me and Frost.
Yeah.
We spend an evening cyber stalking Jeremy Renner.
Oh no!
kind of creepy. You know how he's all into his autographs, getting the autographs, right?
Yeah.
So we spent an evening trying to track down Jeremy Renner's house.
Oh,
and I'm pretty sure we found it. We just couldn't find the address for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys stand outside or like virtually?
No. He lives in,
outside.
he lives in what's that? What's
Did you
that?
Google map him or what?
No, what's that lake in Vegas or Nevada?
Havasu.
Tahoe, Lake Tahoe.
Oh, Lake Tahoe. Okay.
Yeah, I think he lives just outside of Lake Tahoe.
Okay. So what'd you do? Like ring his ring doorbell and say, "Mr. Renner, are you home?"
Ding dong ditch.
Yeah.
Pocket was the worst Avenger.
Right.
Oh,
Bet you didn't see that coming.
Dare you to
goodness.
dare you to shoot this virtual apple off my head. I got okay. Well, I got this one after I got my other book, but
Right.
this is what I just got last week, maybe this week. I think not too bad. It was I could have walked away with much more, but I'll tell you that story later. It's one of those books I've never had, and Jean Paul Peter always talks it up, and it's like his favorite book, and now I have it. So
Have you seen my copy of it?
because you don't have one?
No, I do have one.
Oh, you do have
let's
one.
see.
I'm like, no, that's
Let's
not
let him
your-
show.
I got mine from Carl Walker. This is the New Zealand copy of.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That is cool.
it's all black and white on the inside.
Oh,
It's pretty cool.
racist.
Hey, so wait, so show yours up. I'll have you both show them then we can see the difference between the colors.
Well, I guess I'm gonna play some race cartoon because mine's colored.
Racist?
Sorry.
What's wrong with you people, man?
For all of those in YouTube.
Wait, what
land
you mean,
that
you
click
people?
this. Use people. You folk.
That one book that I would like to get. I don't collect a lot of books that are outside of the Silver Age, but that's one that I would like to get my hands on one day.
Yeah. I was thinking about getting that, and they're like, I don't know. Four-Way only collects Silver Age. And like, I went into my head and like, darn
I'll
it.
get back on you. Good. I just want to say hello to Flicks and Comics. That's JoJo's channel.
It is JoJo. I noticed
Yeah.
the icon. That's cool. Why'd you change your name?
Splash page gloves. Ah!
Yeah. Oh, now you guys just upset Slash Page. He's gonna be. You got to send him some gloves. You got to send him some gloves, Splash Page. You got.
Oh, my apologies. I'm not wearing gloves. You're right. I'm sorry.
You know what the funny thing is right here? We were supposed to have at Christmas time, when our families were supposed to get together, we do this. It's called a Dutch auction, but some people call it white elephant. And basically, what you do is everybody wraps a gift, puts it in the middle, and then someone takes a thing, And my gift, if you want to just quickly, it was all the 2020 care pack. I have the Lysol wipes. I have the toilet paper.
That's worth money.
That's right. I have actually the gloves in there. So
See, the fact that you have the gloves and you still didn't use them.
I still didn't use
Oh,
ton
hand
of
sanitizer.
the liquid gold.
Wow. And you guys call it a what? A Dutch
A Dutch auction.
my
Oh, I
God.
thought you said Dutch oven.
Dude, that's what I thought. I was like, wow,
That's
I'm not gonna say anything like no, but I'm not gonna
I don't do that with my family.
I know. I was like, wow, you guys are really close.
Yo, hey son, come here. Dutch
Pull
oven.
my finger.
Comic Board's also in the chat. I just want to say hi to him. He's got a great channel. Definitely go check him out if you guys haven't. He does a lot of good reviews, and he also has JT with him. And I keep forgetting his name, but he's over there in England, also with them on the show. See, there's that. Forget the name of the channel, right? But he'll probably put it in there. I just want to say hi to him.
Heck of time.
I'm gonna click back on you again, bro, so you can show some more books, because I know you got some more you wanted to show, right?
My
Yeah, I
last
gotcha.
book, and I'm
Okay.
feeling iffy. Not so much iffy, because once I see the book, I don't care how I got it and what the condition is. And I don't feel bad about this grade. But your thoughts, real quick. I got this year.
Oh,
Okay, now it's restored, and I'm thinking it's what is it, a C1 kind of? Yeah, it's a slight color touch.
hmm
How do you feel about this? Because 7.0, I would take this in any grade. The fact that it was already graded when I bought it, however,
Right.
restored.
I don't have a problem with restored books, the way some people do, anyways. For me, I mean, I'm just happy to have the book. I don't believe, because I don't collect slab books the way you do, you big slab junkie.
Yeah, sure, okay.
But I don't have a problem. I don't have a huge deal with them. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I wouldn't touch it with whatever, like I wouldn't touch it with your hands, or I wouldn't touch it with Splash Pages gloves, whatever, like.
Oh, froze up.
Me?
No, I think it's pretty much you, Ted.
That's pretty much me.
On with the show, guys.
But yeah, so like the fact that yours is a 7.0, if there's color touch on there, if you took that color touch off, it'd still probably be maybe like a 6, 5. I don't know. Like, it wouldn't go down that much.
So yeah, even if I were to take this, deslab it, and still have it, this would still be an amazing book.
I think people are putting too much
Emphasis.
negativeness on restored books.
I'll probably come back in a few minutes. There we go. Okay, cool.
There you go.
Kids are playing Fortnite. I'm sorry, everybody. Go ahead.
Yeah, and for that reason, like, I mean, I wouldn't buy maybe a Copper Age book or whatever restored, because there's a ton of ASMs. What's the black suit? The first black suit.
252, is it?
Yeah, 252. Yeah. There's tons of those where I don't need a restored copy, but I'm not finding a Bronze Age book of that caliber.
Okay. I'm glad you added that. It's like, wait a minute, this is a Bronze Age book.
No, like if even your Luke Cage, if that was restored, I'd still be happy with it. So as restoration for me isn't the taboo that it is for.
I think it's only taboo when it comes out to being graded and whatnot. People who want the pristine stuff, and you know what, I would actually look at this. I'm no condition snob, but I got it at a great price. So not even taking the grade or the restoration into consideration, I still got a good deal on it. Yeah. So I can't really feel that bad, especially how much they're going for now, as opposed to when I bought this book at the beginning of the year.
Right. Can you show it one more time? Just like put up the camera again, because it presents really well. I mean,
it does. I don't
Yeah.
have the high resolution camera. Sorry, people.
No, no, it's
You just have to take CGC's word for it.
right.
But,
Yeah, if you got it for a good price that you're happy with, I think that's all. That's what truly matters. You know, I mean,
$625.
Bless you.
I
think
if you add up all of my CGC books together, their grades, that it's about a 7.0.
Okay.
Okay, then everybody don't wear gloves because then I don't want Splash Page to drift away.
No, and again, I don't think I have to be wearing, gloves for this book. That's a good thing about the graded books. You don't
About the
really
slabs.
necessarily wear unless you just drop it. I'll drop it. I will. Yeah, right. That'll be a first.
Yeah.
I know I got more, but this is what I had.
Right.
Readily available, but this was a year for me.
No, not bad for getting those books during the times that we're dealing with, because a lot of places I know are closed. I know a lot of, like, I think you were saying, for where you live, a lot of places.
Yeah, we're in lockdown right now. So
lockdown, yeah. So for me, I feel fortunate that I'm still able to go out and get the books that I can, but I definitely practice safe practices. I mean, I make sure I got my mask on. If it's a place where I feel there's going to be a lot of crowded people, I wear gloves, because I'll be touching things, and it's hard with my kids because I have to remind them not to grab something unless it's something they're going to buy. Because I said, every time you touch something, they got to come around and try to clean that. If they do that, not every place will do that.
PS5.
Yeah. I know. Then I'll be like, no, you're going to stay with the box here. It's staying. You might as well just sit up on the shelf with the PS5 because I'm not taking you home. Kind of thing.
So Splash Page just said in the comments, just raw books.
Just raw books.
And you know what? Like I agree with him, but sometimes you get a deal that you just can't pass up on a graded book. And like I said, I've got 2 graded books in my collection now, and I'm wheeling and dealing. So like I couldn't pass up the deals that I got on them. So they might not stay in my collection forever, but
right.
when they do go, they will be for some pretty sweet raw books, I think.
Nice. Yeah, me, I have a tendency where I really don't sell my books. So for me, it's what I do. If I really want a book, I'll either talk to the store owner and see if there's something I can trade in if I don't have the cash on me, like I did with my first Hulk 181 book. They let me pay that off in installments, and so I'd either take them in something they were looking for and I was able to find it and they give me store credit, or I'd take in my books that I didn't want to read anymore, I was done with, and trade that in, video games, movies, you name it. But with the whole thing that's been happening, I can't do that anymore. So I had to start using my recycled money for my books, for my cans, to pay off my second copy, which I do have, which I'll show in a little bit. So I finally have my Hulk 181. I have my 2 copies now, which I'm very excited to have in my collection. And I was talking to Foray Flashes earlier about getting them graded and slabbed, and he says, "Oh, you got to at least leave one." I said, "Oh, I've read the book, and so I know the story, and I have reprints, so I can always go back and read those. But these ones, I did open them up, made sure everything was in there, there wasn't missing the value stamp and all that stuff." Want to say hello real quick to Matilda Gothica. Thank you for showing up, and Pope Cerebus the First, man. But I have some books I'll show, and then I'll show the Hulk 181. Because like I said, I finally got it in my collection, so I'm just going to zoom in on me real quick. All right, so these are just books that are on my pull list, and then I have some that I just would find out in the wild, either at a St. Vincent de Paul store, which I like to go to a lot of times, and just my comic book store itself. Just got to turn these books around, because I have some of the Dynamite books. I mainly got them for the covers, to be honest. Got them for the covers. I haven't read the stories yet, but it was cool. My one comic book store, they threw the Spotlight book in, the Marvel one.
Oh, cool!
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah, what's funny is some of these books now, even some people are going crazy for these books because of the little short stories that they say there's like first appearances in some of these. So I'm like, well, you know what? I got it. I'm not worried about selling it or being worth ton load of money. So now I got to find a place to put my book right there. All right. And then I do get some DC books on my pull list. Not a lot, but they know like if it's David Finch, I want those covers, you know. So here's Dark Knights, Death Metal, and this is looks like it's Swamp Thing on there, and he's like kind of mutated.
Ooh,
It's a David Finch cover.
I like it.
Yeah.
I've never paid any attention to David Finch other than when he was doing Moon Knight, and to see him do something else that I obviously haven't seen before, it's refreshing. I like it.
Yeah, I got to meet him. He's a great guy. I can't remember if I met his wife. I think I did briefly, but the last time I met him was just him, and he had a handler, and I got a Batman book signed for one of the other guys in the community, and I still got to send it out to him. Here's Immortal Hulk. This is number 1. I think this is it's the first it's the ongoing series. It's going to be for the Knight in Black. Or I think it's Knight. Is it Knight in Black? I'm sorry, King. Like Jiminy Christmas. Tells you I haven't read my books, man. I haven't read my books. Not in a while, that is. And then, of course, I do collect Batman, so this is 105. I like this cover a lot.
What's that in the background there? I can't really make that out. Behind is that
behind Batman? That's that new character. God, I can't even think of his name. But I do have the first appearance of him. I think his name's like Moon something, or like I can't remember. I just threw this on my pull list because I did want to start reading some of my Batman books. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't read any of them. It's just because I've been so busy with either trying to read some of my older stuff that I just completed the runs for, like with my Transformer books. I'm still waiting on one more book that I have to get, and then I have that whole first volume of Transformers done. Here's Black Cat. This is Legacy number 13, variant edition.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I threw that in my pull box. There we go. Pull that back up. Then here's the Immortal Hulk, the ongoing series. This is number 41, Legacy 758. I like this cover a lot with him and the Thing on the front.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Alex Ross goodness. Yeah, that was one of the main reasons why I started picking up the new Hulk series, because I knew Alex Ross would be doing the covers for him, and I like Alex Ross a lot. Now here's the Dynamite issues, and some of them are done by Sudan, and then there's one done by Perillo. So I'll show the Sudans first. But this one here, I couldn't really get the name. Couldn't figure out who did this one. This one isn't too bad.
Nice.
It's the Vampirella storyline, and of course the numbers are going to be out. Like this is Sudan right there. Classic.
Wow, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Is that Red Sonja?
Yes, that's Red Sonja. I'm sorry. Eating a brain there. It's pretty cool. And the guy's taking a selfie of himself. I think that's pretty funny.
Oh god.
And then this one here, though, of course, it's homage to Spider-Man, Tom McFarlane cover.
Nice.
But I'm not too fond of her face, though. It's not doing it for me. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you're supposed to be turned on or fond of anything that Sudan does.
I know, but it's just like, you look at the other one that he did, right? You look at that one.
You're looking at that, and he's not saying anything like, "Hey, big boy, get a load of me." No, it's creepy. It's what it's supposed to be doing. It does its job.
Now this one might turn a couple of people to pitch a wood, but this one's done by Perillo, and Perillo does just amazing work.
Right. Yeah.
That's amazing. And what I like about this cover is that it's a lot more brighter, so I can actually see it. Because what was it? Crypto Castle Hills, he had a video a while back ago where he was talking about, he was trying to get a lot of the Perillo covers, but he was disappointed about how dark they were. You really couldn't see what he was trying to, portray on the cover because the cover printed out too dark. So I was just glad to see like this one, it came out brighter. So hopefully he got a copy of that because I know he's a huge Perillo fan.
That's bright, huh?
Yeah. because I do have one of the other ones where I got one of the issues that he was talking about in his video, and it's like so dark in the background you could barely like see the silhouette of her, which is kind of
You definitely struck a chord in the chat. There's quite a few pervs in the chat now.
And then here's here's some books that I was at St. Vincent de Paul. It's like a Goodwill store here, and anything that's on the rack that's not locked up, everything is 49 cents. So I grabbed let me see here, just trying to make sure I grab those. I'll just show a few of those that I picked up. When I mean by a few, I mean a lot. You could ask Frosty, man. He went to a Comic-Con with me. He learned that when I mean a little, I mean a short box. But it was cool. I found a bunch of these books. Some of them are going toward runs that I'm trying to complete. Others were just, I couldn't leave it behind for 49 cents. I was like, I got to get them. I don't have to, but I did. But here's West Coast Avengers. This is number 95. I thought I didn't have this one, but I went ahead and grabbed it anyways, and I already have it. So, probably throw this one to my son. Oops. And then Shadow War. This is The Big Bang Was Just Beginning, and it's that character Static. That's his name.
Nice.
The front cover. So I went and grabbed that. 49 cents.
Static is hot right now.
Yeah. Of course, Punisher, he was on the cover, so that sold me, but then it's a Spider-Man book, which I didn't have, and it's a Bob McLeod cover, I believe, number 34.
Okay.
For 49 cents. And then whenever I see X-Men, I don't leave any X-Men books behind. Uncanny X-Men, or Kenny Kawaka, if you want to call it, number 174.
Nice.
Yeah. I figured if I said I left an X-Men book behind, I'm pretty sure Kawaka would unfriend me. Here's a X-Men Classic. This is number 90.
Nice.
And
cool.
I already have this issue, but I couldn't leave it. And it was cool when I started to try to complete that run. I only need one more book, and I have the whole thing done. Was I started finding out, like Adam Hughes did a few covers for that as well. So it's kind of nice to come across those. Here's a Senate, or Senat, however you want to pronounce it. It's Marvel Comics Presents number 12. Colossus. This is another thing I'm trying to complete. And of course, these always have 2 stories to them. And next pages.
Yeah. I wish I knew what the proper pronunciation of that guy's last name was, because it's kind of like tomato. It could go either way, right?
Yeah, I just figure as long as I just figure if I ever meet him, I'm just gonna let the guy in front of me say his name, and if he says it wrong, then I'll know.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll get to the bottom of it, and I'll bring back my acclaimed series of how to pronounce those names.
There you go.
I remember one time. This is a little story. Go ahead and keep showing the books there. Short story. I was at a con, and I'm chatting 4-way while I'm meeting up with Rubenstein, right?
Yeah.
And he messages me back. Find out how you really pronounce his name. Is it Rubenstein or Rubenstein? And I said, okay, all right, okay, fine, because I have to ask this guy a question anyway while I'm getting some books signed anyway. So I asked him, and it turns out it's neither. It's Rubenstein. It's actually almost both Rubenstein. So you put that little twist on there because you feel like you're all important and stuff. Rubenstein.
Rubenstein. It was funny because we had a show a while back ago, and so none of us were pronouncing it right. So Jonathan just said, I just call him Ruby. So I'm like, I ain't gonna call that man Ruby. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna have that big old dude just knock me once on my head. Because he looks like one of those guys, man. Honestly, like he used to be in the mafia or something, but he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude, but when he wants his money, he'll let you know.
He'll shake you down for it.
Yeah, he'll shake you down for it. I'm not kidding, but he's a cool guy. I had him sign my was it? Oh, geez, chapter number 6. I'm signing that book. Yeah, I got all these books for 49 cents. So I was pretty happy.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that.
And I figured like some of these. Yeah. Oh, the one before it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the Punisher. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a cool cover. I just figure like some of these books here, I would normally, this is where I take these books after I read them. If I didn't need them for my collection, I trade them in, to get the book that I really want. But then, now if that's not going on, if my son says he wants to, read the book, I'll let him read it. It doesn't matter to me. It's only 49 cents. Of course, I'm not going to hand him, one of my more expensive books like these ones. I'll show him now. So this was my first copy of Hulk 181. And this one, it's got a condition to it. I mean, the spine's okay. The staples are attached. The Marvel stamp is in there. Everything like that. It's just got a little bit of a wrinkle to it. Not a huge wrinkle, but just enough I can see it. So I'm going to send this to my brother Jonathan Cholula. And he's going to clean and press it. But my second copy, okay, pick this one up. If I went down and threw the money down on it, this one's a lot brighter. At least the cover is. The inside, white pages. I couldn't believe that. It's got the Marvel stamp to it, and so I couldn't be happier having both of these now in my collection.
Wow.
Good spot to freeze on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. At least he's showing both the books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. 2 of them.
That's crazy. Some of us don't even have one.
No, that's not right. It's not right. We might as well talk crap about him right
Yeah. What do you think, Chad? What do you think about Dad having two copies?
Okay. Of course, I show the book. And then it freezes, right? But like I say, I couldn't be more happy to have these both in my collection now. When I got the first one, to be honest, it took me a while, but it didn't take me as long as this one because I paid. I don't mind saying the price. I paid $600 for this one,
that's amazing. That's a great price for that.
And that was, like I think I was telling you guys a story before we went live. Was that was me going to the comic book store. I got a good report with these two guys. They were allowing me to, like, one guy's a huge Deadpool fan, another one, he likes a lot of Pokemon stuff. So when I could find some of the things they couldn't find, I'd take it in there and they'd let me, get credit for it, or I'd trade them books. So when it came to this one, that's what I was doing for the longest time. And then, the whole thing happened. I don't want to say the name, get really kicked off here. I couldn't take any more books in or movies or what I don't want anymore and trade it in. So I had to start really recycling my bottles and taking that money to pay this bad boy off. This one I paid $800 for. So
it took
me a little bit longer.
So basically, between the two of them, you paid the price for like one graded one.
Exactly. And I mean, if I were to take my first copy and get it clean and pressed, I'm pretty sure this would at least come back at a 5 or 5.5. Now this one here, more vibrant color, it's all intact, same kind of thing, but this has white pages to it. I want to say this one would at least come back at a 6, if not a 7. I mean, honestly, because I've looked through this book I don't know how many times just to make sure it was legit and everything like that. And I couldn't be more happy with having them both. Of course, my sons know about this book because I have a big old poster of it in my room that my wife has to stare at almost every day when she wakes up. So everybody in my house knows what this book is. But I would have never thought in a million years I'd have at least one copy, if not two. And I'm just very happy to have this in my collection. And the next book I'm going to go after is going to be Daredevil #1, because that is my favorite character of all times. I'm just going to just take the money, find a copy I want, and just imagine how much it's going to be, put that money aside, and when I have it, hopefully that copy of that will still be around for that price. If not, I'll find one, and it'll be in my collection eventually. So I'm not too worried. But yeah,
I think like you're a testament to it, and I know Joe is definitely a testament to it. And I've gotten my book that I wanted. Like, if there's a book out there that you really want, with the exception of maybe like Detective 27 or Action Comics #1, it's possible to get that book. Sometimes you got to do a little bit of wheeling and dealing and give up some hard books that I know Joe had to give up some hard books, but if there's that book that you want, it's not impossible to get. And you know what? Like honestly, Joe, I think one day you're gonna come across that book again. You know, you were talking about the book that got away or whatever. You know, like you know, there's a few books that kind of got away this year. Books that I passed up on, and I almost had my copy of the first Hawkeye this year. Unfortunately, it had hole punched. There was three hole punched. So that was the deal breaker for me. But I know I'll get it. It's not a matter of time when.
Right.
So
that's how I try to look at it, exactly what you just said. I mean, if I found it once, I'll find it again. You know, I'm not going to break my bank to get a book, but you know, if I can get it on layaway.
Well, you know what? And now that we're talking about that book, Hulk 181 was the book that got away from me this week. You know, I was just talking about it before the show. That book I found in. Oh, but not so much. I can still hear you. I can still see you too. You're moving. That was the book that got away from me. Hulk 181 this week. I would never thought I would find it in the wild. It was in some guy's collection,
and it wasn't just 181. It was
it was a quite a few books. I did see Daredevil #1 in this guy's collection as well. So it was quite a few books that I walked away with because, you know, now with modern technology, everybody has the ability to look up prices. Well, I had to show this guy how to look up the prices because he said he was going to look them up anyway. So there was no way of me getting away with this book.
Right.
Honestly, of course, the dishonest way would be to sneak it in and a bunch of books and walk away with it. I have a conscience, so
damn conscience.
You're right, yeah. But you know, I've also been very, very grateful for the books I do have this year, and you guys touched upon a very good part of the subject. For one, I'm glad that I'm not the only one that cashes in recyclables. Okay, so don't feel that I do that. That's me. I do that. I get comic book money any which way I can.
Right.
And on the other part about obtaining those books, you guys touched upon a very important thing: sacrifice. Because of some of the books I have, I no longer have. You know, I don't have my first Deadpool. I don't have those books, but I got something else. Do I want to go back to some of that stuff? Probably. But you know, you sacrifice something for whatever you want to get. That's at least in my kind of game, the way I work my stuff out.
I know for you, losing that Mr. Freeze was a tough one for you.
Yeah. Oh, that hurt. I don't like talking about that.
But you know what? I have great.
You touched you.
That book will fall at your lap again. It will fall like the universe.
Not for the price I paid. No. Let's not bring that up. That's a bad part of my
all you have to do is wish for it. All you have to, if you saw the Wonder Woman,
click your heels.
Oh my gosh, you're digging the hole that much deeper, buddy.
Well, to touch on what you just said, though, comic fan, you know, it's like you were honest with that person. You didn't have to be. You could have walked away, you know, with probably more books, or like, because like this guy probably didn't know, you know, his left hand from his right hand. So you definitely could have walked away with some big books, but you were honest with them, you know, and you let them know, like, hey, these are worth a little bit more you want to sell them for. So I always believe in good karma, you know. So with you putting that out there, something good will come your way, you know, and I believe in that. I did that with the lady just right down the road from me, this little old lady. She had a whole slew of books. This was the first time I ever bought like a huge collection off of somebody. And I told her, I was like, you know, it's going to take me at least 2 days to go through what you have. She's like, I don't care what's in there. Just, I'll sell it to you for this amount. I'm like, well, no, if you have something that's worth a value, I'm going to let you know. And you could you could take it out of this, I'll still buy it. But you could take it out of this and you could sell it, get your money. She's like, no, whatever in there you can have. I'm like, okay, but I still went home. I searched through, made sure there was no big money books in there. Because if there was, I seriously would have taken it back to her. Because I just believe, it's like somebody like that, she probably doesn't really need the money because she was making clear of that. But I'm not going to take money that she could give to her grandkid, things like that.
In my situation, I don't think I would have won in a fight over this guy. You're talking about an old lady. I would have dropped her.
This is when my screen freezes.
You hitting her or hitting the floor. That's it. I would have walked out. That's where my conscience is.
Quick punch to the throat, and that lady is down.
Those books are yours.
Give her a cough drop, make her cough, choking on it. No, come out the door.
See?
Nah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. Because I try to, like, that's just been my thing. It's like if I go up to somebody, they don't know what they have. I let them know, because if
they read the comments, Pope C, he knows what he's talking about. Pow, boom.
there is a caveat to that, though, Tat. I have no sympathy for comic book store owners that incorrectly price their stuff. I will not go like, oh, look, the Hulk 181 in the dollar bin. Guess what? You just lost out. I have no problem giving them my money and then going and giving them a lesson.
Yeah. Well, I get you on that.
No, you don't, because you didn't do the right thing.
Well, there's a thing that I have where I know, like, there's a certain line I'll cross and certain lines I won't. If I get to know, if I get to know somebody, I'm definitely gonna let them know what they have, and if they still want to sell it to me for a reasonable price that I'm willing to pay for, that I'll be happy with, I'll do it. If not, then I can walk away. It's no big deal to me. But it is. I mean, there was the X Factor number 8. Or no, it's number 6. Number 6 is the first appearance of Apocalypse, right? Okay. I was at a comic book store. My wife went in there, and I'm going through this one box and flipping through. She pulled that book out. She goes, "Hey, hon, do you need this one?" I looked at it, I said, "Nah, I already have it." It was in the dollar bin. Okay, that book was in the dollar bin. This is before the movie came out, before it started to tank down. I'm trying to see what people are writing it too.
Can I touch on that for a second? Did your wife
say,
"Hey, did you need this?"
Yeah. She just goes, "Hey, do you need this?" She showed me. Yeah, she didn't sound like you, but
She didn't throw it out in front of the whole store.
Yeah, less mustache, but no, I love my wife, dude. Nah, my wife would kick my butt. But she pulled that out. That was really cool. Like she was just trying to help me out. And so when I got home later, though, I called those guys up and I said, "Hey, you have this book in there for $1. You might want to pull it out." And he goes, "Oh my God, thank you." And that's the same store that hooked me up with getting the Hulk 181s, that allowed me to do the thing. So see, with me extending out to them on a situation like that, they started to trust me a little more, and that's when they started to pull me to the side and say, "Hey, look, I just got this book in. You interested?" And this was before I even got a Hulk 181 from them. This is after that they started like, "Hey, I just got Secret Wars number 8 came in. Are you interested?" "Yeah, dude, $30. Sweet." I got their first appearance of Carnage, $20. I got that bad boy slabbed and graded. I got it signed by what was it? My Uncle Randy. So.
Yeah. Mr. Emberlin.
Yeah. So for me, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just when you do something good like that, it comes back to you. And it has for me. At least it has for me. I'm not saying it has to everybody.
Like in my local store, big shout out to Dungeon Comics. All right,
let me put you back on the screen. You can show that again. There you go.
Big shout out to Dungeon Comics.
Bam.
So, like I press books for these guys, so like I've got a good rapport with them. But I've gone through all their like whenever a new collection comes in, I'm always going through and going, "Oh, you know what this is? You know what and because there's obviously like he's like, "Oh, I pulled out all the good ones." I'm like, "Hey, you might want to double check this one or whatever." So I do that a lot for him. When I go to other stores, though, like where I have no allegiance to the store, if you didn't price your books the right way, man, that's your fault.
Oh yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Most of the time, they'll hang a book on the wall like this, and they'll be, "Oh, $50 for Batman Adventures Continues #1." Are you stupid? Like you could get that book on eBay for $4. Like. So yeah, and when you find the first appearance of Apocalypse in their dollar bins, you're just like, oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, the one stores that I don't care how they price it. If it's priced low and I know it's worth more, I won't say anything. Will be like the same if it's in DePaul stores, because everything they get is donated to them. You know what I'm saying? And when they try to mark something up, I walk in there, I just start laughing. Like they had, was it Secret Wars #1? It was all beat up, looked like the cover was ripped off, and they're trying to sell it for $40. I'm like, yeah, nice try, So when I went in there and I was able to find like the first appearance of, let's say, Nebula. I know that book goes for more than $2, but I didn't say anything. I just grabbed a couple other first appearances of other characters, walked out of the store, paid $1 or $2 a piece for one of these books that I know is worth more than that. But it wasn't that I was thinking I was going to flip the book. I just didn't have the book and I wanted it. And I'm like, I'm getting it for that price. I ain't going to say nothing, because I know if I go to my comic book store, they're not going to be putting a book that's worth, let's say $25 in a dollar bin, unless they just want to get rid of it. So, but yeah, I do. I'm not saying I'm, squeaky clean. if it was somebody like, let's say, like one of you guys, I would not try to take you guys over on anything if I felt you guys didn't know the knowledge of it. I'd let you guys know.
Right.
I'd say, but I'm not saying you guys don't know, but just give me a situation kind of thing. So
yeah,
if I don't know you,
I've been taken even by friends, and for me, like it's I don't care. I didn't do my homework, which I should have done. Like I sold Kyle Waka, the I forget, it was a Thor book, the first Thor where Captain America picks up the hammer.
Oh yeah. I can't remember the number, but I know what you're talking about.
Sold it to him for $1, and whatever. It had just started blowing up at that time, and I didn't care. I knew that he needed Thor books, so it was my fault. I give him kind of a jab every now and then, you whatever, but it's all in good fun, it happens to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
There's times where you don't do your research on a book, or you'll buy a book off the wall without taking it out of the plastic and looking at it, and you get home and you're like, oh my god, the ad pages are glued together.
Well, you hope it's glue. Hey, you never know. Some of these people have these books. You don't know what they do with the books. I know what I do with my books. They're clean.
I have a pretty good idea what some of them do when they see a sedan cover.
In the chat, not in this house.
Yeah, Riggs, I'm talking to you.
Man,
I wondered about Sedan. I thought. Oh, hold on a second. Let me get this question. There's a little ruckus going on in my kitchen here.
No problem. Splash says it's $3.90 full way.
Doesn't matter to me. I don't have it anymore.
Kyle's going, yeah.
Have you guys ever tried getting something signed by Sudan? Because I think he has signed almost everything except his Marvel zombie stuff. Where I could be wrong, but for him to be like the king of zombies and not sign a zombie cover, it seems a little wrong.
Yeah.
Because from what I've recalled, when I've seen him, somebody bring him up a Marvel Zombies cover, he's almost refused to sign them. And I think that kind of, wasn't that like the book that brought him to his status?
Yeah.
And it's like, for you not to sign your trademark stuff, or like, oh no, I don't sign that anymore. What, you think you're too big for yourself now, or what?
Well,
yeah,
I know that guys like Liefeld, they charge a premium for signing his
key books.
Yeah, and Josh Middleton, I believe he charges an extra premium for signing the first X-23.
Really?
Yeah, and his Liefeld does it because he's a douche, but
yeah.
Middleton feels like he got screwed over by Marvel, and he does, like he said, he'll never work with Marvel again. So like he's legit. I don't want to sign that book. So if you want me to sign it, you're going to pay to have it signed. So yeah, like it's
That would be a great topic for a future show.
Oh
That
yeah.
douchebag artists and whether or not they pay a premium to get their stuff signed by them.
Yeah, call it douchebag alley.
Right.
there's a few of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, like what was it? When I met Ozaba, he was just a chill dude, and he said I don't charge at all for my autographs. He said except for the new book that just came out, was for Amazing Spider-Man, it was a cover that he did. He says he only charges $5 for that one, but he said everything else that he's done, he said he wouldn't charge, and I thought that was cool. I mean, he was, he was allowing like free signatures on everything except that one book. Because it was picking up steam, but he wasn't charging outrageous price. I mean, $5, that's not that bad.
There's nothing wrong with supporting an artist. Sure, that's
Right.
I mean, if you like to support an up-and-coming artist, of course we all would. But you get to that certain, I don't know what you call it, a threshold when you become, hey, I'm a really great guy, and then it's like you cross that line into douchebaggery, and now everyone's like, oh, Rob Liefeld's an asshole,
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
But he was your favorite artist just 5 seconds ago when you loved Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly.
And then,
no, that's true.
Now he can't draw feet when he reaches that threshold. Yeah, he can't draw feet, and his arms are the wrong position and stuff like that. But
well, like in some cases, like this is gonna get way off topic, but like I see where they're coming from. Guys like Neil Adams that charge ridiculous amounts of money for his autograph. I get it, because people are getting the book signed, they're getting it slabbed, and then they're turning around and flipping it for ridiculous amounts of money, and you're not seeing any of that, So why not? If you can make the money off of it, there's just in some respects where it's like, like I would like a Neil Adams signature, but I'm not paying $50 on it, And
yes, okay. I made money off Neil Adams. Okay, you happy now? Yes, I get it. That was
all you have to do is you take
now.
if you take Neil Adams a blank sketch variant cover and you ask him to do it for your kids, he'll do it for free and he'll sign it. So there's one way you can get a Neil Adams signature for free, but he'll dedicate it to your child. But it's still cool. He'll do that for free, which I think is great. He did that for Jonathan Chalou. But yeah, I'm like $50. I was kind of feeling that way when I got Stan Lee, but at the same time, like that's Stan Lee. But Stan Lee isn't an artist; he doesn't draw. So
yeah.
But it's one of those subjects. I get what you guys are saying. It's good for topic.
Neil Adams never did it for me, and I was there with Charlie, my youngest. And at the time, he was 7. He's a small kid, right? And we walked up, and I said, "Look, you see that?" And I was pointing all the posters, and this is the guy who drew that, and Daddy has that poster in his basement. You've seen that, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and Neil Adams literally looked at him and said, "Yeah, and you could buy anything you want here." And I was like, "Come on, Charlie, let's go. You're not."
Yeah. When he's at a comic convention, he definitely he's there. He brings like a museum with him. It's great to see all the prints, but my goodness,
he was just like. Yeah, and you can like saying it to the kid, not me. Like if he said to me, it's one thing, but he said to a 7-year-old kid, "Yeah, and you can buy anything you want here."
Apparently, he doesn't have his own marketing department, so you see how that.
Or you got to bring him a donut like Manny did, and you really get the good treatment. You know what I'm saying? I'll still never forget that story. That's like one of my favorite stories since I've been on YouTube.
I will add this though. I've used to work conventions and stuff like that, and there's a certain things that you get to see outside of the shows that the general public doesn't see. I can have that one-on-one talk with Neil Adams before a show, or insert any artist or writer in that spot, and that's the kind of stuff you don't get. I don't have to pay for that, so I don't feel like I need. It's free, but that's the kind of stuff that you can't pay money for that kind of stuff.
No, that's a lifetime. I mean, that's not a lifetime. That's a, oh God.
It's a moment in history for yourself that you don't have to pay for. And that's why sometimes I don't feel like I need a signature on a certain book, I've been fortunate enough to be a handler for a guy, a CGC witness for a guy, and I get to ask the questions. I have to come up with these questions, and so make conversation with me so I don't feel like signing a whole short box of signatures isn't so much of a task. You know, so I've had great conversations with great artists, and I have these wonderful stories to the point where I don't feel like I no longer need a signature. I just got a short box full, not for me,
Yeah.
but me myself. I've had this great experience, and I get a handshake and maybe a picture, and I'm great. No,
Right.
not
Grateful
to
for
say
that.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't like a signature; they're great. But I just had a moment. I just had a moment that I can't pay money for that.
Right.
It's great.
I wish I could share what Splash Page says, but he said that Neil Adams really likes apple turnovers. That's good. That's really
All you have to do is click on that his thing in the.
there you go.
There you
Oh,
go.
jeez. Thank you. Okay, there you go. Okay, I could have been sharing a lot of people. Damn, I could have been sharing a lot of people's stuff, and I just got to click on take it off. Probably. Yep, there you go. Oh goodness, this is so simple. My son could do this.
We learn things every day. I just learned how to do that. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I would love to get something drawn by Neil Adams, but again, like he knows that people are making money off of his stuff, so it's not worth it to me to pay that much to get it done, especially when I can pay a lot less and get a guy like Ty Templeton to draw like a fantastic thing for. Like I've got that Frank Gorshin that's hanging on my wall, and that cost me, I want to say between $50 or $80. I can't remember.
Damn.
And if I'm paying $200 for a little small sketch from Neil Adams, that looks like anybody could have done that. Not worth it. It's just not worth it. So
right.
But what is it worth?
I'm not. I maybe I'm unfairly bagging on Neil Adams a little bit, but I want to say I understand it. I understand why he's doing it.
Why he has to charge what he charges? Yeah, I get it too.
Like I think Liefeld is doing it for other reasons, but I understand why people are charging premiums for their signatures these days.
Well, that's like my Uncle Randy, it's like he never charged for a signature, and then he had to start charging for a signature because he said, people like me, but I stopped doing it to him because I was like so just enamored by him that I'd take him just stacks and stacks of books. But when I go up to get a signature from him, I would always, if there was somebody else there, I'd step aside and say, you can stop signing mine, go ahead and deal with them. I'm good. And he always like, are you sure? I said, yeah, because I didn't want to hold up any lines. But how he explained it to me when I talked to him last time I talked to him, he said that he had to start charging because he's in a process of doing a commission for somebody and he wants to get it done, before the person leaves the con, and he would get somebody coming up there with just stacks and stacks of books, or get a lot of people coming up with books, so he'd have to keep stopping. So he said, he had to start charging, which he didn't want to do, to kind of slow that traffic down so he can actually get these commissions done for these people. Because, if he doesn't, then he takes it home, he finishes it, and he mails it to you. And that costs him money, and he doesn't want to have to raise his price on anything. So I understand, like you're saying with Neil Adams, he's a hot, especially if it's a hot cover, he knows that person's probably going to get it signed, slabbed, and sell it. Yeah. And there goes something that he could have, if he has a charity or something he wanted to give it to, maybe a donut factory. He would.
I think to be fair, it's a blue shirt with a tie factory.
But I heard he's not bad when he's not when he's just at a comic book store. I heard he's pretty much more pleasant to deal with than when he's at a con.
I've had another experience with him where he sat down and talked to me for a few minutes, before trying to sell me stuff, and he was just he was talking about he was drawing a picture of Tarzan fighting an alligator. And he's just like, what? I draw these things just kind of off the cuff, just because people don't realize that they need a picture of Tarzan wrestling an alligator until they see it. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. I wouldn't have thought that would I would have thought, like get a Joker, get a Batman or something like that. It'd be a lot cooler to have a Tarzan wrestling an alligator.
One time thing.
I think that only works for Frank Cho. Frank Cho can make that cool. Neil Adams, not so much.
Neil's looked pretty good.
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
well, but it's not hanging up in your basement, is it?
No, because I wasn't paying $600.
Yeah, apparently it's not that cool.
Trust me, I would love a Frank Cho as well.
Don't talk him up because he's not. You to me, he's not that good. He used to be. He's really good.
Yeah.
Not Frank Cho good, but
It's true.
Frank Cho can make a Jungle Girl look just just.
Well, he draws them thick. That's why he draws them nice. He puts some meat on them. He makes them look more realistic.
Right.
Not, he doesn't make them look like these clean cut, polished kind of.
He's heavy on that pencil.
He doesn't make them look like a Zenescope girl.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get it.
Oh, I just found some more books I didn't show.
Okay, cool.
I forgot I brought these stacks. I'm looking over my shoulder. Because you guys remember, like, I'll just leave the screen like this. You guys remember, like, the Marvel Universe stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This run. Yeah. So this is another run I'm trying to complete because this is my gateway drug into reading about a character real quick, learning the real name, because sometimes I'll put that in there. And what's also cool about these books is sometimes look at a lot of artists doing different panels in here. Like I got one, that Mike Zeck. I love Mike Zeck. He did a bunch of stuff in some of these books, So you get a lot of cool artists in here. You get to learn a little bit more about the characters. And God, I'm getting these for like $1. I'll pick them up every day.
Did you ever see these ones, Tat, where they had it was like the binder. No,
I've never seen that.
This is all upside down. Sorry.
Here, I'll put you up on next time. I haven't seen this before.
Quite a few of them. So it came like this, but they were all hole punched, so you could just keep them in a binder.
Nice.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
I picked up a bunch of those for $1 a piece, and I like those.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Last page just brought up that there's a master edition. Are you talking like an omnibus kind of thing, or what are we talking about? Is it hardcover? Is soft cover? I'd like to know a little bit more.
I don't know, but if you want a quick way of getting rid of Splash Page Comics, I could show my Marvel Value Stamp collection.
Oh, come on now. We don't have that many viewers.
Wow.
Nah, I always enjoyed Splash Page. That guy's got a lot of knowledge. Of course, I always grab the Troll book. The famous Troll book. Sooner or later, I'll probably start sending this one out and see whoever wants to sign it. If I send it to my brother, I know he'll put some Wolverine claws on there. Coyote #1, or why not? I think I paid like 50 cents for this book. Then this is a new book. I just haven't read it yet. Donatello, TMT, the best of Donatello. I don't know I can't remember if I showed it before, but it's pretty thick, man. This is a thick book. If I have anything I need flatten, I'll just put that underneath that book. It'd be perfect. Here's some books, because you're asking about the Walmart, how they do their bundles. So this is my third copy of this one. It's Venom number 25. This is the one that was people are looking for. Yeah. I just buy it because I like the cover. But so this was the book that you see in the front, and then you got to cut it open real gently on the back. And then I got like Yondu #1. This is second printing of Yondu #1. And see, you'll see like that was the book right behind the first one. So that's what I was talking about. Like the first book isn't a second printing, but usually the second book is. And then every once in a while, the third book might be, then it won't. This one isn't. This is Starbrand and Night Mask #1. Done by Wiseman. And I'm not even trying to print those, but it's like, I guess like a hip hop cover.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't really collect the hip hop covers, but I mean, I just figure it's a book they threw in with that. Probably. Then here's, Todd McFarlane when he was doing some DC for Infinity Inc. My bad.
Nice.
Yeah. And then another Marvel Age book, so I'm trying to complete that run as well. Yeah, these are nice little reads. The New Mutants, trying to complete that. Of course, you're talking about Deadpool, First Prince Deadpool. Of course, that'll be a book. I was really hoping to get off these one people that my wife met them, and they heard they liked comic books. So I found out they were a distributor of selling magazines and comic books and stuff like that. Some of the stores around here, and some of the people were like, this one guy at the store in Eugene was telling them, hey, you got to start keeping some of these books. So they started telling them what books to keep. So they got a huge collection. I was supposed to be able to go look at them, help them price them, and they were going to sell them to me. That was like 5 years ago. It still hasn't happened. So I'm wondering if they, if they sell the books. Of course, I always grab this cover here. I paid $2 for that one. I paid $2 for this one as well. Whoops, that's upside down.
Yeah.
My bad. That's my camera. So, and from what they told me, he knows about Deadpool because he said he had at least 2 copies of that issue for New Mutants. I'm like, sweet. So I started telling him how much I was going for. He said he believed he had the mini series of Wolverine. So I was like, oh, cool. I was getting excited. He's telling me all these books he thinks he has. And like I said, that was 5 years ago. So, and he said they were going from like,
there's probably Kitty Pryde and Wolverine. Don't worry about it.
Oh no, I told him I told him what the cover looked like, and he said he believed it was that one. But he said that they were collecting. Yeah, he said they were collecting. They were doing this from like mid '70s to about mid '90s. And so I was thinking, well, the broad range, that's a huge range. A lot of Liefeld stuff. Yeah. I already have that series. I have that series, and I have it signed by Chris Claremont, so I'm not too worried. But it was one of the things I kept telling my wife, my God, I can't wait to go look at their collection, because I know where the lady works. I see her all the time, but they always be like, oh, next week, oh, following week, and then of course that became a year, and then 2 years. Now I don't even ask her about it anymore because it's just too depressing to think about what I could have seen, what I could have held, what they collected over the years. I'm like just thinking in my head, God,
If I would have only punched her in the throat.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I gotta bring you along with me then. If I ever get to look at him. Come on, buddy. This is my muscle. He's gonna talk to you for a little bit. Okay. But yeah, it's just if I ever get a chance though, I'll definitely, if she would let me, I would like at least take pictures and show them. Because
whoa, hey.
Of the books, not her. Come on, man.
Come on. You were thinking the same thing, right? It's not just
Take pictures.
we're all guys here. Come on.
Hey, keep it easy. Oh, Comics with Bueller. How's it going? He's in the chat. Happy holidays to you too, man, and the family. But yeah, no, it's just it's just one of those things. Because when I told my brother about it, he got excited too. He was just like, he's like, really? He's like, yeah. I said, oh, dude, you gonna let me come up and check it out? I said, yeah, I'll call you. I definitely want my brother to be there because he's got a little bit more knowledge than me, of course. So he bailed it around and said, yeah. But then he did want to offload all of his Archie comic books on me. He's like, who can I give a bunch of comic books to that I don't want anymore? And I'm like, well, what kind of books, So I didn't realize he was talking about giving them to me. And I know that some of those Archie books go for some money. So, I was like, well, yeah, I'll take them off your hands. Of course, that was, like I said, 5 years ago. So I'm still waiting for those Archie books. And, but anyway, it just sucks.
Pope was just saying he's leaving. And Flash was saying that I do, like, the thing that I have is the Master Collection.
There you go.
Master Collection, you're not like the Master Collector.
No.
I feel like we have to bow down to you now.
No.
Oh, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. 4-way flashers. Wow, man.
Look at Earl.
Okay, who brought the pooch? Oh man. So if you guys don't have anything else to share, it's getting pretty late for me. I'm gonna have to call it night. But I just want to say, if you guys have anything more to share, please, I'll stick around for that. If not, if you guys want to, wrap it up, if that's cool.
Let's wrap it up.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. We'll go down the panel. Just let me know what's good first, and I'll go ahead and highlight on you.
All right. I'll go
No
first.
one's pick me.
No, I'm not the one that has. I'm the one that hasn't made a video in a year.
Okay.
I've got nothing to impress people with. So
Field trip. Field trip.
All right. Well, I will say thank you to everybody that showed up. We got quite a few people that came in. Pope Cerebus, Comics with Bueller, Splash Page, AG Surfer was in here. I know some Matilda Gothica earlier, Mr. Rigor Mortis. Let me just see if I'm not missing anyone else here.
Pope Cerebus.
I said Pope.
Oh, you did. That's right. I'm sorry.
That's all right. And the comic board, Flicks and Comics was in as well. So yeah, everybody that showed up to say or watch us for a little bit, it was really cool for you guys to show up. And thank you, Tap, for having us on tonight. And it was a lot of fun as always. And hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Sweet. All right. There we go. I got this down.
you know what? This has been a real, really kind of like a resurgence for me. You know, it's like I want to talk about the comic books again. I got to talk. I got to show the books. It's kind of got my gears going and blood flowing to make more videos. And so, no, this was fun. I mean, just seeing, oh, hey, I know that guy on the list of the chat. I'm like, I know those people. It's great. It's great to get reacquainted again, you know, because although I do hear the name drops of the people I do talk to, I don't get to communicate as much as I used to anymore. And that's my fault, you know, because I stopped making videos. But it's not that I haven't stopped my love for books and I haven't stopped getting them. You know, I just, you know, for some reason, I just took a break. And this is kind of like my wake-up call. I got all excited again.
Nice.
So thank you. I really appreciate that. It was a lot of fun. I've spewed out all I can now. I dropped everything. You made a guy who had nothing to do tonight do something that I have something to do. See you later, wife.
Look at this chump here. Where the fuck is Four Ways hat?
Yeah, there you go. King of the Golden State. There you go. Wait.
You go.
Okay, you gotta lean forward. Bam. Okay, there you go. I'll let you do that one. I'll just click on me real quick. I definitely want to say thank you, 4A Flashers, for hanging out with me tonight, and Comic Fan. Awesome, brother. 4A was like, hey, do you mind if I send him a link? I said, dude, do it. You know, because I haven't seen you since, gosh, way back in the days when we used to do the Hangouts. If you remember that correctly, I was back in the day. I think that's when I get really drunk and I promise people a whole bunch of art that I never came down to doing. But I will be getting down to getting some art done. And thank you, 4A, for reading off everybody who's in the chat. That's awesome, brother. I mean, King of the Gold State showed up late, which is fine. You know, I appreciate everybody that showed up in here.
As usual.
As usual. And you know, anybody else who will watch us on the rewind, I'd appreciate all these guys on the panel would. And it's just great to see faces that I remember, you know, when I first started. For you, I'm gonna get back to all three of us. Because like I said, you guys, I used to just love watching your guys' videos, getting to be able to chance to talk to you guys in the Hangouts like we used to back in the day. And if this helped you in any way, Comic Fan, to feel like you can get some of that stuff out of your chest anytime, bro. Anytime we go, I will make sure that link gets sent to you. And if you can jump in, it'd be awesome. Because I know you got a lot of good books. You got a lot of great stories. And this was fun tonight. I mean, you guys made it fun for me, big time. And you got to wear that hat from now on then if it's going to get him upset. Because look, he left. I think he left. Oh, Tacoma Comics. He's arriving late. But again, thank you guys. Thank you. This night was great for me. I really enjoyed it, and I learned some stuff. So with that being said,
my wife about this magical moment all week.
Oh, the two guys got you excited. Well, you are dealing with the 4-way and a tat, so 4-way and a tip of a tat.
Right. Think of things you could never do.
Yeah, talk about books.
His wife is never impressed with four ways that are involved.
Right. Just rolling my eyes. Oh gosh, here we go again.
Him
Oh
again.
my God. So with that being said, oh my God, thank you guys again, and I'd love to have you on anytime, brother. You're part of the family now, because and thanks for being here for the moment where I got to show off my 2 books, which I'll show again.
Sure, man.
So cool to have these. Well, it's if you want to see it, look in the rewind. Don't matter. But thank you guys everybody again. Have a great night, and see you next time.
All right.
See ya.
Late.